that's like probably a 20 to 25 foot wave. It has to be to break out there.
Welcome, you guys. We are about to have some serious surf right now. I need to take some fins out of some boards. As you may have noticed, I have not been posting vlogs for like most of this year. And that is because I was taking a little break. And this fall, I've been working on a movie. And I'm really excited about that. I thought I would have it out in December, but I'm still waiting to get some hard drives back with a bunch of footage from trips I've done over the years. So I can't finish the intro or work on the travel section until I have those. It's gonna dive into just some stuff going on in real life. Be like a little bit of a passion project, I guess. So it'll wrap up with all the footage from this fall, which I have not put most of it online. So it's been pretty exciting to like hold off and keep some stuff quiet. But right now we have our first winter storm of the year. It's December 18th or something. And this isn't gonna go in the movie. And so I was like, you know what? This is a perfect time to do a little swell vlog. So it's huge right now. And when I mean huge, I mean the buoys are like 21 feet or something. Last night they hit 28 feet. The wind is actually already offshore. But it only switched maybe 2 hours ago. And when the ocean's that big and the tide was low, there's like nowhere to surf. So we've been letting everything settle down. The wind is actually laid out. It was blowing like 40, so you couldn't surf that anyway. Time to load up the car. Welcome back. It is time to go put some eyes on the ocean.
The road is just covered in sand. Look at that. It's a dirt road. Oh my. It's too big though, it's like washing through. Look at the wave on the horizon out there. Yo, it's been blowing offshore at 30 miles an hour to 40 miles an hour for like 3 hours. Look at it, feathering out there. That's a very huge wave. When they stand up out there, that's massive. Especially with this much wind. Oh my gosh. That's pretty rare. I mean, that's like probably a 20 to 25 foot wave. It has to be to break out there. Well, it appears that it's still too big. High tide is in 2 hours. So I think as the tide comes in and the wind keeps blowing, I'm really hoping we can find a bar that's handling and holding to surf like the biggest part of this swell. I'm gonna go keep driving around, see if there's something. Cam Richards is up further north. Where he's at, it's doing the same thing. It's just washing through from the outside, so we'll see. Time's on our side though. It's 9 a.m. We got till dark. It's gonna pump today. One thing you always need around here is a good pair of boots. Tall boots, not those silly ankle boots. Well, we are still waiting for something to come together. It is massive, and I was really hoping by now we'd get to surf the high tide, because if it stays big when the tide goes out, it's not gonna, where's it gonna be doable? So it should drop this afternoon quite a bit. It'd still be 8 to 10 foot. Again, faces, you live on the East Coast, judge waves by the portion that you ride them on. It's definitely gonna pump, but really want a shot at some of these bombs. So I'm taking a little hike, some random zone, see if there's a sandbar. Washing through everywhere.
honestly, days like this are kind of a lot of waiting when it's this size. You know, our sandbars, in all honesty, are not as good as they used to be. And it's funny because when you're younger and you hear the older guys say that, you know, you're like, oh, whatever. I mean, granted, when I was younger, I knew that the sandbars used to be better because we used to not have outer bars. But now even our outer bars are getting worse. It's pretty wild to watch the sand change like that. You know, it just comes and goes. You have good seasons and bad seasons. I think this is a bad season of sandbars. Last year we had really good ones that would have handled a day like this. So here's to hoping we find something. Oh. Wow. Panic mode level 10. Cam Richards and I checked this wave earlier that looked like a novelty wave that Daniel Pullen had told us about. Nothing like what we normally surf around here. Nowhere, just random bar. Cam and I weren't that into it. He was like, I might go out, I don't know. And then I went home to eat. He ended up going out, and I told Jesse Hines he was there, and Jesse went to join him. And while I was just looking at our other spots, I get a text from Jeffrey O'Neill, and it is not head high. Cam and I thought it was like head high. There was something weird going on with like the closeness to the beach and the size and the cleanliness. I don't know, but it looked small and it's not. It's pumping. So I'm flooring it there. Let's go.
Yeah.
Leash delivery.
Oh, nice.
Dude.
It's still pretty good.
I'm like so nervous it's gonna be over before I get one. I'm gonna change so fast.
Yeah, come on.
Actually, I'm about to like power change.
Oh, that thing was.
And then if you get any kind of ribbon fish, like,
That is. Oh my gosh. Brett. No. Oh my.
That's paddling in.
he wants to come in now.
Oh, he's about to get.
Oh, that was scary. Yeah. Someone over there. Yeah, no. Yeah. It's up. It's up.
Still just washing through. There's nowhere that's even surfable. So, for reference, in here is where that wave is right there, breaking that left and right peak. That's where we normally surf. But it's focused all the way out there and just washing through. And it's not even that tall anymore. Like, it's still big, but I mean, those are like, 10-foot waves or something, maybe double overhead. Very much should be handling on this inside. It's not. I mean, nowhere is. It's literally just mushing through everywhere. All of the spots that I have come to know and love that handle a big swell here, long period swell, places I've surfed when it was like 17 feet, 15 seconds, 12 feet, 17 seconds, like crazy periods, big swells. Days where there's 15-foot faces, 1 or 2 days where there was waves that were bigger than that. And all of those spots didn't hold anything today. Not once. All day long we checked it and it was bad. Now, granted, this morning at dead high, it was still basically pushing 20 feet. So maybe that was the issue. It was too big. And then when the tide got lower, it was too big for being low tide. But it's not too big now for low tide, and the spots are still bad. It's almost as if they're just not good now. It's like the sand looks horrible. It's pretty oh shoot, I'm in 4-wheel drive. Whoops. It's pretty disheartening, to say the least. We did score a couple waves though. So very grateful that we got in the water. It felt good to have that rush of late takeoff, a couple spitters again. It was a very short window. I'm like tripped out thinking that what we were looking at was as big as what we ended up paddling out into. I don't know. That was so strange. Like you can tell, like in these iPhone clips, when we were on the beach looking at that, it literally looked head high, chest head high, maybe a foot overhead. With the high tide, it was breaking in real close. It did not look very big. I went home and ate. Cam Richards went out just to get a surf in because he drove up overnight for it. And then he said he got out and he's like, it is not head high. Jesse Hines went out, and then that's when Jeffrey texted me and was like, dude, it's good. And I bolted there, and the rest is history. But yeah, that was sick. Very stoked on that. Got a couple good waves, but just not what we're expecting today. Swells like this are rare. This is today was the biggest south swell I've ever seen here. I've only seen it near that size one other time, and that time was like as good a south swell as I've ever seen. And this one was just bad. So it's like, the rest of the winter, are we gonna have all these bad, like big swells that are just not good? I don't know. The island seems to be going through a phase. Our sandbars have changed a lot. A lot of the places I used to surf in Buxton over the last forever, but especially the last few years, making vlogs and stuff, aren't even surfable bars anymore. It's just dumping shore break like closeouts waist high on like a foot overhead day. It just, swell doesn't get in there. And then other spots are holes, and now our big wave spots, which were like our saving grace for swells, are getting bad. So we're in a weird phase, but doesn't mean that it'll be like that forever. And we should have some waves tomorrow. Cam Richards just went by. Yeah, I'm gonna go home, get a shower, get some dinner, and get some rest and see what we get in the morning. It's still big. Like there's still
double overhead plus sets. So we should still have some like 6 to 8 foot surf in the morning. We will see. Good to be back, holding the camera, chatting with you guys again, doing the deal, chasing some waves, and having success. Also, by the way, Jersey looked like Puerto Escondido today. More on that later. But that spot we got had like 45 minutes, maybe an hour window, and it was sick. And then it just got so bad with the tide going out. It got so ripped out. It was just over. But very, very grateful that we got a few waves. So see what tomorrow holds.
Mushy. Oh my gosh. My gosh. Oh my word. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh my. What are you doing down here? Surfing.
Brett broke his board.
out all my frustration from that first surf session. Dude, I think that part of my congestion was from getting pounded yesterday.
Well, y'all, I am a little bit under the weather after that swell. You heard me mention my congestion there at the end, and you could probably hear me sniffling in the car the day before. I ended up having to come in from that last session because my sinuses, there was so much pressure. Going under set waves was just excruciating. I've never in my life had to come in from that before. It hurt so bad, and the waves weren't that good, so I was out of there. But yeah, yesterday was a bit of a tough day for surfing for me. A lot of clampy waves, didn't make much. Cam and Jesse luckily were finding some fun ones. There were some sick waves out there, but it was really hard, really all over the place. Wind was iffy. Yeah, swell didn't pan out like we expected, as I have already said so much about that, and the sandbars and the swell and whatnot. And you know, it is what it is. They don't all pan out. And Jersey was psychotic. It looked a little closed out. I've only pretty much seen good photos. I've only seen clips of like 2 or 3 guys making waves. But shout out to all the boys in Jersey that were sending it that whole swell. It was scary size waves, especially in all that gear in the cold. That's legit right there. So cheers, boys, for sending it. And yeah, I'm just going to let you guys go till next time. This has been an adventure. It's been good to be back in front of the lens, talking with y'all, sharing the stories, and hope you guys enjoy that and have a Merry Christmas. And don't forget the reason that we're celebrating this season, the birth of Jesus and our Savior and the one who brought redemption for our souls and our hearts, and that we can have a closeness and relationship with the Lord. And yeah, so much to be grateful for and celebrate. So I'm gonna go try and get better now. So you guys have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. Don't expect a whole lot of vlogs and stuff until sometime in the new year once I get my movie done, but that movie's coming soon, so stay tuned, and I'll see y'all next time.